Thank you for joining us this evening for our city council meeting. We'll go ahead and get started. Connie, you're alone. Could you please call the roll?
Cheatham.
Yes.
Lurick. Here. Mansfield.
Here.
Mangum.
Here.
Nichols.
Here.
Paulson.
Here.
Ladd.
Here. Thank you. If you'd please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, after which, if you would remain standing for an invocation, will be offered by Tony Cycle representing the Port Neuf-Senga. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I invite you to close your eyes as we bring our attention to our breath and body and where we are at this present moment. We give thanks for this precious body and precious human life, and we reaffirm our desire to serve our fellow beings. May everyone in this meeting continue to hold the strong intention to serve others, to be a bridge for those with rivers to cross, a ship for those with oceans to cross, a shelter for the homeless, a safe refuge for those in danger, and a hand of hope for those who feel no hope. May our health continue to support our efforts, and may we welcome adversity as readily as success. May all of us be free from suffering. May we live with ease of being. May all of those suffering in war and oppression find peace. May those grieving find solace, and those who are ill have compassionate treatment and health. May all beings without exception be free from enmity, danger, hatred, and despair. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. And may our efforts here today benefit all the citizens of Pocatello. As we close this meditation, I would like to quote the Buddha. The dedication of a virtuous act for all beings is like adding a drop of water to the ocean. As long as the ocean exists, the drop of water exists. So too, a small positive action, when directed toward the benefit of all beings, will endure forever. I invite you to open your eyes now so we can begin your work on behalf of the people of Pocatello. Mayor Bladd and members of council, thank you for your gift of service.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tony, for that. I love it when you're here. We'll move to agenda item 3 as a consent agenda. The following business items may be approved by one motion and a vote. If any one member of the council so desires, any matter listed can be moved to a separate agenda item. A, minutes. Council may wish to waive the oral reading of the minutes and approve the minutes from the following meetings: clarification and regular city council meetings of February 6 and February 20, 2025, and work session meeting of February 13, 2025. B, material claims. Council may wish to approve the material claims for the period of February 16 through 28, 2025. C, treasurer's report. Council may wish to approve the treasurer's report for January 2025, showing cash and investments as of January 31, 2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move that we approve the consent agenda, agenda item number 3, B and C.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by Councilmember Mangum. Mansfield. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Lurick. Yes. Mansfield.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Mangum.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion for A.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'm just thinking, which was,
Agenda item A, 3A, you approved agenda item 3B and C.
but which was the meeting minutes that he wanted?
Well, Councilmember Cheatham is unable to be here for the work sessions on the work session meeting, so February 13.
So I'll make a motion that we approve agenda item, that consent agenda item A.
Second.
So we have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by,
Mangum.
I was going to say Mansfield, but I know who it is. Mangum, Councilmember Mangum. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Lurick,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Cheatham,
No.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll move to agenda item 4 as proclamations. We have 2 proclamations tonight. National Nutrition Month, Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day will be read by Councilmember Mangum, and then Army Corps Week will be read by Councilmember Nichols.
City of Pocatello Proclamation. Whereas food is the substance by which life is sustained, and whereas the type, quality, and the amount of food that an individual consumes each day plays a vital role in their overall health and physical fitness. And whereas there is a need for continuing nutrition education and a wide-scale effort to enhance healthy eating practices and physical fitness. And whereas registered dietitian nutritionists are the food and nutrition experts who can translate the science of nutrition to help individuals make unique, positive life changes. Now, therefore, Brian C. Bladd, Mayor of the City of Pocatello, do hereby proclaim the month of March to be National Nutrition Month, and March 12, 2025 to be Registered Dietitian Nutrition Day in Pocatello, Idaho, and encourage all citizens to join the campaign and become concerned about their nutrition and the nutrition of others in hope to achieve optimum health for today and tomorrow.
You have something to say? I do, yeah.
Those 2 words together.
If you would grab your notes, it's long, just so you guys know, and go ahead and speak to the council. Thank you.
Get ready. And actually, in the past, we had 2 separate proclamations, so I'm glad that it's combined into one. Thank you for highlighting the importance of nutrition and the role it plays in health and wellness. I think it's great to see that the Pocatello City Council values health and wellness and that it proclaims March as National Nutrition Month for our community. My name is Jennifer Reeder, and I'm a dietitian. I have the pleasure of working with future dietitians at ISU. Owen is here with me as one of my students, and we have several others joining us on YouTube Live as well, so we appreciate that opportunity. We have over 200 credentialed dietitians who are working in this area in all different places. And the Pocatello City Council has been proclaiming March as National Nutrition Month for at least 10 years. My first time here was 2016, so I'm back every year. Thank you for continuing that. And I appreciate this opportunity for my students in community nutrition to get involved in civic engagement as well. So thank you again for reading these proclamations and encouraging the City of Pocatello to prioritize health and wellness and showing that it's a priority for you as well. So thank you.
Councilmember Nichols.
City of Pocatello proclamation. Whereas AmeriCorps, the federal agency for national service and volunteerism, provides opportunities for Americans to serve their country domestically, address the nation's most pressing challenges, improve our lives, communities, and strengthen civic engagement. And whereas AmeriCorps creates service opportunities that strengthen communities and expand pathways to education, careers, and civic participation for those that serve. And whereas Idaho State University and Institute of Rural Health administers 3 AmeriCorps programs to engage the City of Pocatello and other communities through the state of Idaho in service for the members of these communities. And whereas AmeriCorps programs strengthen bridge building skills by bringing people together from different backgrounds, generations, and geographic locations to address critical needs, forge relationships, cultivate mutual respect, foster civic engagement, and help build resilient and thriving communities. And whereas many people in Pocatello and Idaho, the state of Idaho, are greatly enriched by the qualified and dedicated AmeriCorps members and staff who serve with the communities, nonprofits, and administer these programs, now therefore, I, Brian C. Blad, Mayor of the City of Pocatello, do hereby proclaim the week of March 9th through the 15th, 2025 as AmeriCorps Work. AmeriCorps works for America.
Anybody you wanted to bring up? You don't want to come up, they're too shy. They're all reaching for a phone, Miss, they're gonna record you here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Blad and Pocatello City Council for rendering this proclamation for AmeriCorps Week. Idaho State University's Institute of Rural Health administers the Idaho Health Corps, Gem State Public Health, and Idaho's September 11th Day of Service and Remembrance AmeriCorps programs. Through these programs, over 220 members serve with nonprofits throughout Idaho, with dozens of members located in Pocatello, to address critical challenges in our communities. Taking into account the other AmeriCorps programs in Idaho, over 700 members are serving at 100 local service sites. Through our AmeriCorps members, we provide health education, health screenings, after-school programming, mental health awareness and trainings, food assistance, and a host of other necessary work to ensure our communities thrive. In honor of AmeriCorps Week next week, we encourage the citizens of Pocatello to provide service to someone within their sphere of influence. Even the smallest act of service is not wasted because it matters to the one receiving it. Thank you again for recognizing the importance of volunteerism in our community.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll move to agenda item number 5 is a calendar review. Council may wish to take this opportunity to inform other council members of upcoming meetings and events that should be called to their attention. March 13, 9 a.m. will be a city council work session, immediately followed by an executive session. March 20, 5:30 p.m., clarification meeting, 6 p.m., regular city council meeting. As a reminder, looking ahead, annual spring cleanup at the city cemeteries begins March 31. Crews will remove and discard all flowers and decorations. Citizens are asked to remove decorations, etc. they have placed on cemetery space if they wish to avoid disposal of the items by staff. Cleanup is expected to continue through April or through the end of April. Sandbags are available to residents at Public Works Building located at 2405 Garrett Way. As a reminder to keep the sidewalks clear of snow and ice. When clearing sidewalks and driveways of snow, please do not place the snow in the streets. It becomes a driving hazard. We will move to agenda item number 6, final plat application, Barton Villas. Council may wish to approve the final plat application submitted by Ben Johnson of Johnson Contracting and Engineering to subdivide 1.10 acres, more or less, into 13 townhome lots and 2 stormwater non-buildable lots. Off-street parking and a proposed public road extending from Barton Road. The proposed subdivision is generally located in the 800 block of Barton Road, northwest of Cowboy Mobile Home Park, and will be known as Barton Villas. Staff finds the proposal is in substantial conformance with the preliminary plat application and recommends approval with conditions.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move that we approve the final plat application for Barton Villas
Second.
We have a-
with conditions.
Okay, with conditions, you good with that second? We have a motion by Councilmember Mangum and a second by Council President Lurick. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mangum,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 7, final plat application, Western Skies Division 4 subdivision. Council may wish to approve a final plat application submitted by Rockwell Homes, represented by T.J. Togai, Sunrise Engineering, to subdivide 6.94 acres, more or less, into 28 residential lots. The proposed subdivision is located west of I-15 and northwest of Skies Division 3 subdivision and will be known as Western Skies Division 4 subdivision. Staff finds the proposal is in substantial conformance with the preliminary plat application and recommends approval with conditions.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move that we would approve the final plat application for Western Skies Division 4 subdivision as outlined with conditions.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mangum, Councilmember Mangum, and a second by Councilmember Paulson. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mangum,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 8, 2024 State Homeland Security Program Grant Acceptance Fire Department. Council may wish to approve the Pocatello Fire Department to participate in and accept funding through the fiscal year 2024 State Homeland Security Program under the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The annual grants support the Regional Response Team for Hazardous Materials and the Idaho Technical Rescue Team for technical rescue and provide support for equipment and training to RRT 6 Hazmat in the amount of $20,000 and ITRT 3A Technical Rescue in the amount of $7,000. If approved, council may wish to authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move that we approve agenda item 8, the 2024 State Homeland Security Program Grant acceptance, and authorize your signature on all pertinent documents subject to legal department review.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by Councilmember Paulson.
Mr.
Connie,
Mayor?
could you please call the, well, never mind, Connie. Yes.
Prior to us voting, I remember Council President Lyric would like to have the chief to give us some comments about this.
She even forgot about that, and the chief was set up and ready and excited about
I
it today.
didn't forget. I thought we were going to vote first.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Ryan Ahern, Fire Chief. The Pocatello Fire Department houses the Regional Response Team 6, which is a regional hazardous materials team that responds in the southeastern Idaho area, and also Technical Rescue Team 3A, which has the same footprint to respond to technical rescue incidents. The State Homeland Security Program is through FEMA, and we are a subrecipient of that under the Idaho Office of Emergency Management. And these two grants are one of the ways that the state helps fund that team annually. So.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
as we asked in the pre-agenda of our grants manager, do you have any concerns about this grant? Whether the money will be frozen or not?
We did receive word from the Idaho Office of Emergency Management that there may be some delay in processing reimbursement requests. So I can say that I think reimbursement will be slow. To account for that, we're going to submit more frequently than we may otherwise to just ensure that that is coming in and that we don't extend a lot of expenditures without getting reimbursement.
Good. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by Councilmember Paulson. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Lurick,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 9, concessionaire agreement award Jerry's Jumbo Cafe LLC. Council may wish to approve a concessionaire's agreement with Jerry's Jumbo Cafe LLC for food service to be provided at Ross Park Aquatic Complex, RPAC, 2901 South 2nd Avenue, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I very eagerly move that we approve item number 9, the concessionaire agreement award with Jerry's Jumbo's Cafe, LLC, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Second.
And I would like to hear from And I know there's nobody from Jerry's Jumbos here tonight, but if Ann could tell us how things went last year. I know we were all excited to have them be the concessionaire, but if you could give us a little.
Sure. Ann
Update.
Butler, Parks and Recreation Director. I
And
met
if I
with
could get
Heidi.
1 second before you jump in, thank you for your being eager. We have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by Councilmember Mangum.
Now I got ahead.
And thank you.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Ann Butler, Parks and Recreation Director. I have spoke with Heidi at length as we were preparing this document. She said they had a great year. They learned a lot. She said we're gonna tweak a few things to make them a little more efficient, lines and windows and things like that. But she said she felt like she paid her staff pretty well and that they had a good summer. I was thrilled with kind of the revenue that we saw on that, and the water slide should bring more revenue. We were only open about half the summer, so she was thrilled, we were thrilled, and I think they provide a good service.
Awesome. Did they have, like, how much of their regular menu from the cafe is on?
They're really trying to serve food quicker at this facility, which is what she learned a lot about. So she said that she'll probably simplify down a little bit more for their more popular items, hamburgers, hot dogs, nachos, chicken strips, things like that. But they do provide homemade bread and all of those things that make them different than others.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Ann. So we have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by Councilmember Mangum. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Lurick,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 10, City Creek Management Area Use Agreement, Parks and Recreation Department. Council may wish to approve a use agreement with Alpenglow Experiences LLC for the use of portions of the City Creek Management Area to conduct guided day hike program for small groups and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department
Mr. Mayor.
review. Yes.
I would move for approval of the use agreement with Alpenglow Experiences, authorizing your signature on all applicable documents, subject to legal department review.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Mansfield and a second by Councilmember Mangum. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mansfield,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
since we have Mr. Cameron here, could we hear a little bit about his new venture?
Sure, he looks eager to talk about it.
Thank you, Council. Ryan Cameron with Alpenglow Experiences. We have a fantastic trail system here in Pocatello. And as I've transitioned out of industry role and kind of wanted to work for myself, I've established an outfitter and guide business where I'll be doing overnight backpacking trips in central Idaho, but also felt like in these shoulder seasons, in the spring and the fall, we have an amazing set of outdoor opportunities here in Pocatello. It's a chance for us to showcase our trail system, wildflowers in the spring, fall colors in the fall. And so appreciate the support on a permit. We wanted to make sure that we're operating correctly. We will be accessing some of these trails through City Creek Management Area, and wanted to abide by all the local laws and regulations. And so anyway, we're ready to get started this spring. I'm talking to clients already. So
Awesome.
This is really exciting, but also I just appreciate what you said about wanting to work with us and follow all the, do it the right way. So,
absolutely.
I'm excited for your business. I hope that goes well.
Thank you.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we voted already, didn't we? The council's trying to trick me tonight, so I have to stay on my toes. Agenda item 11, donation agreement Lookout Point. Council may wish to approve a donation agreement with Historic Downtown Pocatello for Lookout Point and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents, subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move to approve agenda item number 11 as listed.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Nichols and a second by Councilmember Mansfield. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Nichols,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 12, lease agreement and resolution Lookout Point and Simplot Square. Council may wish to adopt a resolution and approve a lease agreement with Historic Downtown Pocatello for management rights of Lookout Point and Simplot Square and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move that we approve agenda item number 12, the lease agreement and resolution regarding Lookout Point and Simplot Square as outlined in number 12, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Second.
We have a motion by Council Member Lurick and a second by Council Member Mangum. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Lurick,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 13, professional services agreement, Biota Consulting. Council may wish to accept the recommendations of staff and approve a professional service agreement with Biota Consulting in the amount of $521,366 to develop a restoration plan for the Portneuf Oxbow area and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review. Funding for the contract expenses are covered by the Bureau of Reclamation, Water Smart Grant, and ARPA funding.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve agenda item 13, professional service agreement, Biota Consulting.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Mangum and a second by Council President Lurick. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mangum,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 14, professional services agreement, JUB Engineers. Council may wish to accept the recommendations of staff and approve a professional services agreement with JUB Engineers Incorporated in the amount of $960,600 to provide engineering services for the South Fifth Avenue complete streets and sewer surveying right-of-way and permitting project, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review. Funding for the project is funded by the U.S. EPA Community Change Grant.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve agenda item 14 as outlined, authorizing your signature on all pertinent or all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Second.
Second.
Sorry. Sorry, Rick.
Almost.
I would love to give that to you, but I can't. But it was a great try.
Great effort.
Great try. I'm going to look at you for the next one. We have a motion by Councilmember Mangum and a second by Councilmember Paulson. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mangum,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 15, recycling services agreement, Waste Management of Utah Incorporated. Council may wish to accept the recommendations of staff and approve the recycling services agreement with the Waste Management of Utah Incorporated, or INC, to provide processing services to the sanitation department for the current city recycling program and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Rick?
Yes. Mr. Mayor, I would like to approve the recycling services agreement and authorize your signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review as outlined in agenda item 15.
second.
Thank you, Rick. We have a motion by Councilmember Cheatham and a second by Council President Lurick. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mayor,
Yes.
Yes.
before we move on, could we talk to Tom for a moment about this particular issue?
Thanks for asking. He's excited to get up here, so he's on his way already.
Good evening, Mayor,
Mr.
Council.
Mayor, I'm curious, we had a really good recycling program going, I thought, so I'm curious why the need to change our recycling servicer.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Tom Kirkman, Director of Public Services. So with this contract, it gives us the ability to follow the markets a little closer and gives us opportunities to pick which way better serves the city. For a frame of reference, a month or two ago, Republic Services was at $81.83 a ton for single stream. At that same month, Waste Management was at $57.49 a ton. Now, the following month, it may switch. They bounce back and forth depending on who's got the most tons that month, because whichever one of those companies has the more tons, they got the better leverage. And so we want the freedom to be able to look at those monthly rates and decide where our single stream recycling goes.
So, Rick?
If I may follow up, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely.
Are we bound to any quantity of waste to either company?
We are not. We are not bound to use one or the other. So we're
Do
currently.
they both follow the same rules on what they will take?
Yes, Waste Management in Salt Lakes, their sorting facility is a little more sophisticated. So potentially they could accept more plastics. But if we allow more plastics in the bin, now we're committed to go to Waste Management only. And so we're gonna be able to pick back and forth of which one is gonna give us the best price for that month. And then we are also looking at another particular MRF that we might be able to send it to. So we'll be able to chase that market a little bit. And like for instance, this month we would have saved, $25 a ton going to the other source. So that's the theory behind this.
Good, thank you.
So we're not leaving one altogether and going to the other. We just have options now.
Correct.
Sweet, yes.
Tom, so our recycling is still safe? Everything's still moving along? How are we looking?
Yeah, so the facility's chugging along. We're getting a lot of additional people bringing materials, both on drop-off as well as commercial accounts. Amazon in Idaho Falls is bringing material to us. American Falls brings single stream. Chubbuck, of course. The INL has been bringing single stream to us, so it's doing pretty well. Last month, if we had stayed the direction we were going, even though we know we couldn't, it would have been $81.65 a ton. And because of our ability to bale cardboard, we paid $17.16 a ton this month. So pretty good savings.
Thank you.
Definitely doing what we were hoping it would do.
We're diligently working on a commercial cardboard program. So we'll hopefully have something for you here shortly on that.
Super. Okay, thank you. We'll move to agenda item 16, piggyback bid acceptance for refuse container sanitation department. Council may wish to accept the recommendations of staff and approve piggybacking of the City of Pocatello 2023 competitively bid pricing with enterprise sales for the purchase of 3-yard front load, 6-yard front load, and 30-yard Linden containers in the amount of $102,776, and authorize the mayor's signature on all pertinent documents subject to legal department review. Funding for the purchase is available in the Sanitation Services FY 2025 budget.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move for approval and accept the recommendations of staff for the piggyback bid for the refuse containers in the sanitation department, authorizing your signature on all pertinent documents subject to legal department review.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Mansfield and a second by Councilmember Mangum. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mansfield,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes,
Lurick,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 17, piggyback bid acceptance for CAT CB 4.0 utility compactor purchase, Water Department. Council may wish to approve the piggyback bid of Sourcewell contract number 020223-CAT via Western States Caterpillar for the purchase of one 2024 CAT CB 4.0 utility compactor in the amount of $69,958.19 with a lease return credit of $10,000 for a total expenditure of $59,638.19, and authorize the mayor's signature on all pertinent paperwork, subject to legal department review. Funding is available in the Water Department budget reserves.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'm going to make this motion because I think Rick can't because it's about cats. I move that we approve the piggyback bid acceptance for CAT CB 4.0 utility compactor purchase for the Water Department as outlined in agenda item number 17, and authorize your signature on all pertinent paperwork subject to legal department review.
Second.
We have a motion by Council President Lyric and a second by Council Member Mangum. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Lurick,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 18, declaration of surplus property, 0.113 acre parcel of city-owned property. Council may wish to declare a 0.113 acre parcel of city-owned property located behind Lot 35, Block 2, the Crossings Division 2 subdivision commonly known as 2672 Hartford Drive, as underutilized, and further declare the intent to exchange said property for real property of equal value owned by Patrick Poppy, represented by Creek Hollow and Associates Incorporated, in accordance with Idaho Code, Title 50, Chapter 14, conveyance of property, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents, subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move for approval of the declaration of surplus property as outlined in agenda item 18, authorizing your signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Second.
Second.
I'm giving it to Rick.
You can go by when he said it, not when we heard it.
Right.
That's right. I got Rick on that one. I know everybody may have heard Mangum, but I've got a motion by council. Got a motion by Council Member Mansfield and a second by Council Member Cheatham. Connie,
Mr.
could
Mayor,
you
before
please
we
call the
vote-
roll?
May we ask a question of someone
Absolutely.
about this? I'd like to know whether this was initiated by the city or by Mr. Poppy.
Merrill Quayle, Public Works Engineer. This was initiated by Mr. Poppy.
Okay. What use will this second piece of property be to the city?
The second, the property that we would gain with the trade would be able to be combined with another parcel that's right next to it, another lot that goes with the bigger area. And we believe that we could put in maybe a a parking lot for a trailhead there for the trail system that goes right next to this on the parcel that's already there.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mansfield and a second by Cheatham. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mansfield,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 19, declaration of surplus property, 0.35 acre parcel of city-owned property. Council may wish to declare a 0.35 acre parcel of city-owned property located at South 2nd Avenue, south of 3920 South 2nd Avenue, and north of 3960 South 2nd Avenue, as underutilized, and further declare the intent to exchange said property for real property of equal value owned by Gary Ratliff in accordance with Idaho Code Title 50, Chapter 14, conveyance of property, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd move for approval of the declaration of surplus property as outlined in agenda item 19, authorizing your signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review.
Second.
We have a motion by Council Member Mansfield and a second by Council Member Mangum. Excuse me.
Nice cover.
Nice cover. I'm not going down there anymore. Somebody else is going to have to do this. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mansfield,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 20, resolution supporting the preservation of tax-exempt municipal bonds. Council may wish to adopt a resolution expressing support for tax-exempt municipal bonds and encouraging Idaho's congressional delegation to ensure the protection of the federal tax exemption of municipal bonds.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move that we approve or adopt the resolution supporting the preservation of tax-exempt municipal bonds as outlined in agenda item number 20.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by Councilmember Paulson. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Lurick.
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Mangum.
Yes.
Mansfield.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
That right there, my friends, is the city council working together and working with the mayor and not having those two down there confuse me up again. Thank you, council. Rick, you have a
Mayor.
question?
Would it be appropriate to have our attorney read this for purposes of, and appropriate, would it be, just so the public's aware of exactly what we're doing here?
Read the
Read the resolution.
The resolution. Do you have that?
Yeah.
We can, if you would like that, we can surely have him read it.
I think for purposes of making, this is such an unusual thing for us to do. I think it would be advantageous to let the public hear it.
Okay?
Okay. The whole resolution?
You want the whole
Yeah.
resolution?
The whole thing.
The whole thing?
Happy to do it.
It's not that long.
52 pages.
50.
Double
Just
spaced.
kidding.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of Pocatello, a municipal corporation of Idaho, declaring support for the preservation of the federal tax exemption and municipal bonds, and providing an effective date. Whereas the tax-exempt municipal bond market is a widely used source of capital for states, local governments, tribes, territories, and nonprofit borrowers that finances a tremendous share of the nation's public infrastructure. And whereas state and local governments finance about 3/4 of the public infrastructure in the United States and use tax-exempt bonds to do so, with the federal government providing only about 1/4 of the investment. And whereas federal tax exemption for municipal bonds dating back to the 1800s and incorporated into the modern tax code in 1913 has been crucial for state and local governments to affordably finance critical infrastructure projects. And whereas tax-exempt bonds offer borrowers to achieve borrowers to achieve a multiplier effect of 2.11, meaning that for every dollar, borrowers achieve $2.11 in borrowing cost savings, thereby demonstrating the efficiency and effectiveness of this exemption in facilitating infrastructure investment. And whereas tax-exempt bonds provide for essential infrastructure projects such as roads, bridges, utilities, broadband, water and sewer systems, and hospitals, which are vital to the health and well-being of our community, such that without said bonds, the cost of borrowing would be more expensive, thereby causing an increase in taxes and fees that would place an undue burden on taxpayers. And whereas the City Council of the City of Pocatello finds and determines that tax-exempt municipal bonds provide an opportunity for economic development, better facilitate the movement of agricultural products, equipment, and other goods, and increase safety. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the City of Pocatello as follows. 1, that the city hereby encourages the Idaho Congressional Delegation to assist the City of Pocatello, Idaho by preserving the tax-exempt status of municipal bonds by supporting and ensuring the protection of the federal tax exemption of municipal bonds. 2, that copies of this resolution shall be furnished to all members of the Idaho Congressional Delegation. And 3, that this resolution shall be in full force and effect immediately upon its adoption and approval. Resolved this day, March 2025, City of Pocatello.
Thank you. That is an unusual thing we don't typically see, so thank you, Rick. We'll move to agenda item 21. Oh, Rick, did you have something else?
No, sir.
Okay. Move to agenda item 21 is an ordinance. An ordinance vacating the public's interest in approximately 100 square feet of right-of-way located at the north end of Bogey Lane and distributing said vacated land to the adjoining property owners. Dykeman Construction Incorporated. Said vacation was approved by City Council decision dated February 20, 2025, and all conditions therein have been met. Council, how do you wish this ordinance to be read?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I move the ordinance agenda item number 21 be read only by title and placed on final passage, final passage for publication, and that only the ordinance summary sheet be submitted for publication.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Mansfield and a second by Councilmember Mangum. Connie, could you please call the roll?
Mansfield,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Austin.
Yes.
Thank you. Jared, could you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance of the City of Pocatello, a municipal corporation of Idaho, abandoning and vacating the public's interest of approximately 100 square feet of right-of-way located at the northern end of Bogey Lane, Bannock County, Idaho, more particularly described in the attached Exhibit A, providing that the public right-of-way herein vacated shall be distributed in its entirety to the adjoining property owner, Dykeman Construction Incorporated, a corporation of Idaho, in accordance with Idaho Code Sections 50-311 and 50-1306A, as deemed to be in the best interests of the owner of the vacated property and for the public good, providing that this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval, and publication according to law.
I declare that to be the final reading of the ordinance. Shall the ordinance pass?
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 22 is items from the audience, and we have nobody that has signed up for the items from the audience, so we'll move to agenda item 23, which is we will adjourn. Council, thank you for joining us today and for all the work today. With that, we are adjourned.